Yeah.
So ever since that night, he wanted to fight me, but now he got his wish. And I was running for the featherweight world title now. You love this one now. I was getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning, prepping my meals, leaving my house at 3:20 to be in the gym for 4 o'clock. Suicidal, drug problems and things like that. And I'm walking, talking, proof that there's light at the end of the tunnel, but it don't.
Right, we're here with Sean George. I'm excited to have you here, Sean. It's episode 13, bit of a Halloween special, like, and fuck, appreciate you coming here.
Crazy times.
It is crazy times, mate. You've had like serious success in bare knuckle from.
Tough times don't last. Tough people do, but
that's right, mate. You from the band to the O2, like.
That's right, but
World Championships. I wanna take it all back to like, where did it begin for you? Like, what got you into it?
obviously growing up around the valleys, but there's not a lot for us to do, like, and now I did get in a bit of trouble, and I did get bullied a bit, so that's the road I took into martial arts to defend myself and things like that. And then one thing led to another. I started to fight full contact, like on a professional, and just kept going and going then. But yeah, that's quality, mate. So like, I think a lot of people probably when they're younger go through that sort of thing of getting bullied and all. Definitely.
Like, was that your sort of coping mechanism, or was it like
being ginger, small, cheeky as well? But you know, I had all the names under the sun call me, like, but I sort of bottled it all up, and then one day I just come out of my shell with a bit of martial arts behind me, and you know, the people who bullied me, but it's the ones who were licking my arse and now, like, and praising me up and want to be my friend and things.
I bet they're all in the rear view now, and they
definitely. But you know, they made me the person I am today. But
mate, it's quality, innit? Yeah, I think you got to every negative take a positive from it, innit?
Definitely, but
you definitely are. Like, so you started in martial arts, was it Muay Thai?
I started in Muay Thai alongside MMA. I was training with the Falcons alongside people like Joe Duffy and things like that, and I was training in the log cabin then with Tyrone. I don't know if you know Tyrone Houston. He's black. He's from Abergavenny.
Is he living in Gilwan now?
Might be,
yeah. I know him.
Carl Price training alongside them, and with Lee Stingimo. He's a bit of a Thai boxer at my way, and yeah, I just doing really well. I had 3 semi-professional MMA bouts. I just took a fight then 8 days notice with a Thai boxing. It was full pro rules. I broke the guy's legs, so that made me British champion.
Yeah.
And then my next step was to go pro in the MMA. But like I said, I didn't have much of a social life back then, so obviously I got civilized, started to do the things I missed out on for so long, and then one thing led to another. I started to lose grip with everything, my job, the training, the fighting, and then unfortunately I ended up in prison then.
Fuck. Yeah, mate, I think as you come up, as you're getting older and stuff, like the culture around you especially is drink, drugs, going out and
yeah. When I was fighting and all, I wasn't around the drugs, but obviously I got introduced to them, man. Cocaine was the main one, and just went down and down and down, but got in debt and got in trouble, and yeah, next thing I know, I'm in prison doing a 3.5-year sentence.
Yeah. Do you want to go into how that came about? Like, what?
Well, silly thing, totally out of character for me, but just sat there one day, and the next thing, we're in there trying to rob the post office, like local village post office.
Fucking hell.
Next day, and I had the coppers through my door, like.
Yeah. Fuck.
But yeah, I do regret it. Obviously, I done the fucking time, and I done the crimes, and I done the time, man. Like, you know.
Yeah, mate. Well, that's the way it's got to be, really, isn't it?
Definitely. But I haven't been in trouble since. But that was 2008. That was like, you know, so that was a long time ago. Good
on you, mate. Yeah. I think like. Was that then the turning point for you to get everything back on track?
Yeah, obviously when I went to prison, all my friends scattered. Like, you know, a couple of close friends stuck by me, which helped me a lot, and my family especially. And then I come out of prison and just had to reinvent myself from nothing. Like, yeah. So obviously I hit the lows, and then I had to hit the lows to appreciate the highs. Like, you know.
When you were in prison, were you always thinking about like a return to martial arts?
Definitely, because when I was in prison, I had my family and friends send me all my fight photos, me in the cage and things like that.
Yeah.
And then the screws, the officers used to come in the cell and do the bars and bolts, and they'd be checking out my board and that then, saying, "Why am I doing in here? You know, waste of talent," and things like that. I always knew I had the fight in me, so yeah, I was determined to get back to the fighting. And as soon as I got out, I just joined the local gym straight away and got straight back into it.
Yeah, mate. I think that having that release in it is like really important.
Yeah, definitely. It's balance. It is. Like, I know I got a steady girlfriend now, and with the training and my full-time job, you know, it's that balance. Like,
yeah,
or social life, things like I had to give up on all that.
Yeah,
my mates are still doing the same shit I walked away from many years ago. Like,
the thing is, like, I think it's really hard to understand when you're younger. Is like you got to kind of detach yourself from the crowd a bit to be able to like level up, and
well, you've got to give up on them, to be honest. But you've got to give up on all your friends and all that. You've got to get away from all that and everything to associate you with drugs and crime. Like,
yeah, you only find your true self then, like, innit?
Definitely. Like I said, it took me in the end. I had all the help in the world, but it was down to me in the end. So yeah, I got fighting and active again, doing a bit of Muay Thai and K1 I did, and then I had a baby, so I got a bit of time out, and then I come across this bare knuckle, and I did.
Yeah. Where did you first see that?
I seen it. It was the first show was after the hay bales, was in Kettering football field, and I was in a boxing ring on a field, like, and two of my mates, Christian Evans and Leon Corker, they was on the card. And as soon as I seen Abbott, I just thought, well, I want a bit of that. Thought of a couple of £100, like, it was, you know, premature back then, like, no money in it. So I got on the phone to one of the promoters, and then the next thing, I'm signed up on their next card. Yeah. And I was in Newcastle, August, that was. And it cost me more to fly up there on the plane than what I got paid, like, you know. It was just the love of the sport. It was raw, it was real, just up my street, like, you know.
Yeah. When it comes to, like, bare knuckle, there's obviously a bit of a stigma in it.
It is, yeah. You think of films like Snatch and things like that, you know, you think it's against the law, and it was, wasn't it? It was never been illegal. It was just banished, wasn't it? Since they brought the Queensberry rules and all that in and invented boxing gloves, it went underground then, didn't it, with the travellers and, you know, the gangsters and things like that. I've always been active. But obviously, we brought it from that, haven't we? We've put in the rules and the rounds, and like I said, brought the medics in and top fighters and all, and yeah, we're just all above board and legal now. Obviously, there's few promotions in the UK underneath us, but we are leading the way. We are BKB, like.
Yeah, it's quality, mate. And like your name is right up there, isn't it? You know, you've had championships.
Yeah, when you say BKB around here, obviously people think of me like, you know, I'm the former middleweight British champion, former lightweight British champion, former lightweight champion of the world, featherweight world title contender, prize fighter semi-finalist. I'm obviously the BKB future Hall of Famer. I'm due to fight Dan Chapman now in an all-Welsh bare knuckle fight, and that's for the world title that Tyler Goodjohn just vacated. But obviously I'm having a little warm-up fight now for the British title, 4 weeks tomorrow, and I only took the fight today.
Was it today?
Yeah.
Is it announced yet? Or
it's going to be in the next couple of days, yeah.
It's going to be in the next couple of days.
Eve agreed, he rung me earlier. That's the thing about bare knuckle. I had a conversation with my opponent earlier,
really?
Like, you know, saying all the best, I'll see you in the middle, and we'll have a good drink after, like, you know.
All respect,
it's a gentleman's sport, but we're building a gentleman's sport. You might have the odd banter between one or two of them just to sell tickets and all that, but that's never my cup of tea, that ain't.
I love it, like, when you're, because I don't know, do they do it at every event where you sit down, like, on the edge of the canvas afterwards and you I see, like,
interview after.
It's mad, isn't it? You don't see that, do you?
They've done that a few times, like the night before the fight, and they're just both there on each side of the table, having a good bit of banter and a laugh, like, you know. Yeah. It's good to see, like, it's a gentleman's sport, but, you know, we're all there just to earn a couple of quid, stay safe, go home to our families and build a sport. Yeah, mate, that's what it's all about, isn't it? Yeah, I think, like, can't hold anything against each other. You're both there to do the same thing, definitely. Aren't you? Yeah. So that was my first fight. That was Newcastle, and I had fight of the night for that, and I won it, and I loved that straight away. And that was in August, and then I fought September, October, November. So I done 4 shows on the bounce. I did one every month. There wasn't a show in December, so I had to wait till January. And then as the shows got bigger and the caliber of fighters got better, obviously I had to train harder, and the shows started to slow down then, like, you know. Yeah. I bet it's great to be on the forefront of it and, like, leading the way, innit? Yeah, big or small, but I fought them all, man. I've been in there with boys 2 stone heavier than me. You know, that's why I'm a legend, because I never turned down a fight. You know, I'm giving weight away now in this next fight. Like, you know, he's a big boy, but it is what it is, isn't it? Yeah, so, like, have you got much... Obviously, like, with 4 weeks, it's not the standard time. I just got a couple of pounds to lose, but I'm sat here now 12.5 stone. I just got to get down to 12, 76. Oh, so that's quite an easy cut, like, for you. Yeah, easy, but... Yeah. Do you live your life like an athlete day in, day out? When I'm in camp, I do, yeah. You know, proper eating clean and all that, plenty of water, just train hard. Yeah. What does an average day in camp look like for Sean George? Well, when I was running for the featherweight world title now, you love this one now. I was getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning, prepping my meals, leaving my house at 3:20 to be in the gym for 4 o'clock. Yeah, this is 4 a.m. I'd have strength and conditioning and then my one coach, Jenko, till 5 a.m. There's no water facilities here, right? So I had to take a bottle of water with me, like, you know, like a drinks bottle, big one. And I call it the bird bath, I do. So he'd stand up on the tier after we finished and he'd pour it all over my head. I'd have a quick wash under that, then jump in my work gear. I'd had to drive 76 miles into Worcester, yeah, where I work all day till about 5:30. My foreman would give me the nod, then he would. I'd drive all the way back to the gym, man, where Vince cleverly be waiting for me. And then I'd train again, then leave here about 7, 7:30. Obviously, I go home, man. I got 2 kids, my dog to tend to, my nagging misses and all that. So yeah, my day done then. But obviously I got to prep my meals and all that then for the next day, and then we go again then.
That is insane. That's like incomprehensible, I think, for
Definitely.
most people, isn't it?
It wasn't until towards the end then where I took the unpaid leave for the Tyler Goodjohn fight, where I was able to train 3 times a day then. Like, I had to fit moving and all that in with that as well.
Yeah.
But that's why I took the time off work, to be honest. I was trying to train, move, and work, and they just starting to get the better of me. Like, and I was about to have a midlife breakdown. So I just cut the work out I did and moved and trained.
Just like overwhelmed, there's too much going on.
Yeah,
like
to smash the move in as if I was training, you know, up and down the stairs, carrying boxes, things like that. Just for last thing at night, packing the car, first thing in the morning, emptying the car. Crazy times, man.
3 a.m. Like not many people are seeing that hour, unless they're up on a Saturday night or something.
Yeah, I know, but even on the weekends, I'm up 4 a.m. running and all that. You know, it's a bit spooky and a bit eerie, like.
Does it give you like a great feeling? Because I know if I go out early, sometimes I'll go out like 5, 6 o'clock for a run, and like you feel like you're ahead of the game a bit, don't you? Because there's no one else.
Obviously, you got the edge on your opponent then, who's tucked up in bed. I don't know.
Yeah,
obviously,
definitely.
You had to put posts on our Facebook, like, and I know I do put a lot on there, but like the feedback and the replies, and I'd have people I use as motivation, and like, you know, I set the bar in this bare knuckle. I was one of the first to fight the 7 rounds. Like I said, if they fight me, but they got to put a full camp in, they got to be up in the morning running, but you know, 15, 20 rounds a day you got to do, like, you know.
Yeah,
that's what I'm doing. Eat clean, train hard.
So, like, 7 rounds in bare knuckle, I just kind of like, was that like a standard fight, or was that like a main event sort of?
So you got 3 rounds of standard fights, be 5 rounds then for a British title, and then 7 then for the world title. Obviously from that bell, but it's just flat out, but there's no feeling out or nothing, you know.
I know the ring looks tiny as well.
The ring is smaller, so there's nowhere to run really. They just meet in the middle and have it out, don't they?
It's like foot in the tyre and go for it.
You've got to fight with a bit of art. Obviously, skill do come into it, but yeah, I say it's 80% up your butt and 20% physical, like, you know.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm experienced now, but so I'll use that in every fight, my experience. Just to stay safe is my priority, but.
Yeah, that's it, mate, innit? Yeah, like, obviously, I would have thought a lot of people were probably worried about, like, repercussions for, like, as in, like, mental health wise and stuff, like taking the knocks. My family to worry,
my missus, like, you know, she's a big worrier of the head injuries or things like that. I have ended up in hospital as well. I fought Kev Bennett. I think it was my 5th fight. That was the first time I went for the world title. I ended up in hospital. I had a concussion, broken eye socket. I had to have a brain scan and that I did. And then 8 weeks later, I'm back in there with a guy from Long Island, New York, who's about 1.5 stone heavier than me.
8 weeks later?
Yeah.
What was the recovery like?
It was about a week, it was.
Was it? Yeah. For the eye socket? Like,
I was back before the hospital, like, you know, but obviously I had to protect that eye from that point onwards, and I still have now.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I love it.
You gotta love it. I think given you can't go in there half-hearted.
It's a short-lived career, but any fighting is a short-lived career, but, you know, it could be over for me tomorrow. But obviously I put the work in. I'm well known now, and I know my name is going to live on forever now, but
yeah,
it's a shame it's a bit premature with the money and all that, like, you know.
Yeah, like how, obviously, you've got a day job as well, and like...
I've got a day job, but it just pays the bills, I do, like, and obviously fighting takes care of Christmas and things like that, makes me live comfortably, like, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, so, like, as you were building up with the company, as the company was growing, like, what did...
The purses got bigger, yeah. My first fight was for 300 quid, obviously went up to 500, they say 750 then, maybe $1,000 then, 1,500, $2,000. Obviously with the sponsors and all, I cleared 5 figures a few times I have.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've got to thank my sponsors, like, I know they've been there from the start, some of them, like, so fair play to them. Nice one, man.
Yeah, mate. Fuck. It's just hard to comprehend, like, doing it. I think, like, unless you've been in there, it's just mental, isn't it? Yeah. It's a sport not for the faint-hearted, and like, how do you think it compares to like MMA, like damage wise? Do you think like it's more dangerous, or
they're trying to say that it's safer than boxing? Like, obviously when we're sparring, we're still taking the shots with the gloves on, but then when you're fighting, obviously it's more facial trauma, things like that, you know, cuts and bruises, whereas boxing is more internal brain damage, in it, because it's just continuous blows over and over for 12 rounds, like, whereas one bare knuckle, you're out for the count, you know. Whereas boxing, you could take one and recover, and then take another one and recover. With bare knuckle and end like that, see?
Yeah.
You've got to place your shots, and obviously your hands are vulnerable and things like that.
Yeah, I always wonder, like, have you
lucky
ever...
I have all my knuckles are still in line, but, you know, a couple of them have, you know, their hands are buggered already.
Yeah, they look brand new, mate. They look fucking brand new, like.
It's mad, because, like, in the early days, it was, like, an optional whether to wrap up, see? some didn't wrap up. They went bare knuckle from the start. I always wrapped up, I did. And then it was mandatory. We had to wrap up. And now we're just wrapped the thumb and the wrist now. So the knuckles are bare. So obviously wrapping up in the beginning done me good because my hands would have been buggered by now.
Yeah, I bet. Like, and just like how keeping your wrist strong must be something, isn't it?
Just the wrist is strapped up and the thumb now, and that's it. The rest is bare.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's awesome. But no.
What was the like the reason for going down that route rather than the MMA route?
Well, the company,
the bare knuckle, like yeah.
Well, they had to like wrap up and try and follow guidelines and had to keep it all above board and legal and make it as safe as possible, didn't they? But I think with the wrap, it's more of a thud, isn't it? Yeah. You know? Yeah,
definitely. Like, it's intense, isn't it? It's when you're watching it, like, it's like, oh my God. And I can't imagine what it's going to sound like now.
It's born on born, but especially with no crowd there. But
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. It's going to be fucking mental.
Yeah, it's going to be a tenner's pay-per-views going out to the world. It is, but people to tune in from all over to see me, man. I'm forever sending photos and out to go and get a load of photos printed off, sign them and send them all over the world. But and like the reaction I get from that, man, is priceless. But you know,
yeah, mate, I bet you must be proud of yourself, man. Like proper turnaround story, innit?
Definitely, but it's mad to use a sport like bare knuckle to change your life, you know?
Yeah. It's do you feel like because you're able to go in there and like put yourself through all this training and let it all out, like that's like what's keeping you on the path?
Yeah, it's my reward, innit? You know, it's all been worth it now. When I look back, all that sacrifice and all the blood, sweat and tears, but you know, to this point now, it's all been worth it, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I'm still healthy, but I still got my luck, so to say.
Yeah.
You know, it's great, but so obviously, I know my time is limited, but I'm about to turn 38. I am. Every camp is getting harder. You know, I suffer with my elbows and all that I do. You know, wear and tear from over the years. I don't want an injury to be the reason I gotta stop, like, because sometimes I'm too tough for my own good.
Yeah.
So obviously I'd like to fight now. Well, this is just a warm-up fight for obviously put it all in on the line then for that Dan Chapman fight for the world title, and then maybe look to walk away then, like, before it's too late. But I'll just keep saying there's always one more, Yeah, it's a good option to keep, see, with money and all that, like, you know, I could show up tomorrow but and test any man I could, but for a purse.
Yeah.
You know, I'm willing to, but I got kids to feed and all, like, you know, and Christmas to provide for. I want them to have everything I never, you know. I spoil the hell out of them, I do, but that's my choice.
Yeah, mate. Legend. Literally legend.
Yeah, I am, but I'm a legend, but I'm a veteran, man. Legend, but it's not many who can walk around with double figures in this bare knuckle, but they do their 2 and 3 and then they're gone then. But, you know, I've had 17, but number 18 coming up, number 19 is scheduled.
You see a lot of people, like, crossing over these days, don't you, from other sports? Yeah. Is that, like, a money thing, do you think? Or is
it could be a money thing, attention thing. Obviously, with the UFC fighters and that, like Melvin Gillard now, obviously they've come to the end of their career. This is something new for them now, isn't it? You know, they could show up and have a fight, the same sort of thing with me. Like, I was due to retire, and obviously I just do the bare knuckle now.
Yeah.
It's just down to mentality, and you don't have to have a lot of skill, really.
Yeah.
Just get in and have a fucking tear up, innit?
Got to have the fucking balls.
Yeah, it does help, like. Know where you're at on your sleeve, but...
Yeah. Mate, you can tell, like, just from watching you fight, you definitely got your heart on your sleeve, mate.
Yeah, I've come a long way, man, from the beginning fights to this one, like, since we brought Vince Cleverly in, like, you know. You've taught me a lot, about boxing. He used to put me through the camps that you put Nathan Cleverly through, like, you know, grueling. I used to have to tell him sometimes, come on, Vince, you know, I'm fucking 37. Fucking I got a full-time job and that, but I've been working all day. Come on, E.T. You know, he's 37, 69 years back now, about 70 years, man.
Suppose you can't really, like, argue with him when he's there.
It's like a Rocky and Mickey relationship we got, but as soon as I step out the car, but he just looks at me and he knows what mood I'm in, he knows how to work me that day then, like, you know, it's awesome. But and then when we arrange sparring and all that, he's there, spraying me down, you know, giving me all the attention. You know, you got to have that bond, but you got to have that relationship between you and your trainer, like. But he'd worry, like, you always worry on my fight, man. You don't want me getting hurt either, see, like.
Hey, who doesn't it? Like, you're like family, really, aren't you?
Definitely. Yeah, I love old Vince, man. Big shout out to Vince Cleverly, bye.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, honestly, like, I see, like, I watched, like, bit of a, well, I say it's a documentary, like a BBC thing with you, was it? And like, you could just see your bond there, like, you're so close.
Yeah.
Like, the energy between you is great in it, and so
that's what I got, but, you know, I just wish he could help me out on this camp. I can't expect him to travel over my ends, like, obviously with all the gyms and that shut. I class myself as a professional, so obviously I'm allowed to train, but there's just a shit time to train in it. After 2 camps going to waste as well, the motivation levels are down.
Yeah.
You know, until I had this date today, I didn't really want to train, but now I got the date, the fire's lit now already.
I suppose because it's 4 weeks as well, like it's intense, but
it's just to be every day now intense for 4 weeks. Well, 3 really, because we got to be up there on a Tuesday, see, and we got to quarantine and all that. So 3 solid weeks of training now, and that'll be it.
Because we got this fire break thing as well. Like chances are, it's perfect. It's not going to be cancelled for any reason, is it? You're in
hopefully.
Yeah, you're in with a good shout. Like, well, Cage Warriors has gone on, UFC's gone on, and so you're in with a good shot, I reckon. I can't see.
Crossed, behind closed doors. It's the first sports show to be held in the O2 since all this crap.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, making history, boss, all the time.
Do you think it'll be weird in there with no crowd?
It will be, yeah. You know, we're used to the crowd and all. Like, we just have to zone out on it. You know, be yourself in your own little zone and just go with the flow. But
yeah,
I ain't gonna be on my own up here. There's other fighters going for the same stuff that I'm going through mentally. So yeah.
I bet even with just all the trainers in there, there's going to be plenty of noise in there.
Yeah, crazy, but yeah, you just have to switch off, don't you, man?
Yeah.
Headphones on. Maybe you have the sound of the crowd in your headphones, like.
Yeah. Do you feel like... Do you get scared before a fight?
Oh, you get natural nerves and all that, obviously. Like, you know, you're going in to fight someone, and I don't want to get hurt, like, and I don't even want to hurt someone, and just that one bad blow but can kill somebody. I could turn somebody into a vegetable, you know?
Yeah.
I could be turned into a vegetable. Like, that's my biggest fear, that is, like, you know... I would hate for my family to have to look after me, but you know, dribbling and things like that. But yeah, that give you that bit of more, you know, sharpness and like, you know,
give you the motivation to keep training. Because I seen that knockout Liam Cullen.
That was a rematch. We had a bit of controversy over the first match. We went 5 rounds, and obviously I went off, trained, got the motivation back, and come back, and then scored that wicked knockout. Still traveling the world now, and it's like 40 seconds in. It was.
Yeah, mate, that was like just watching that is like scary, innit?
Yeah, it's funny because my opponent, this ain't gonna go out for a day or two, is it?
Saturday.
Oh well, it'll be announced by then anyway. So I knocked that Liam Cullen out, and Liam Cullen's friend, Smudger, his name is. That night was his first taste of bare knuckle,
right?
And ever since that night, he wanted to fight me. He did, but obviously I was way in front of him. He had a lot of catching up to do, but obviously I'm fighting him in 4 weeks. I am.
Oh, right, okay, so he's just Liam Cullen's friend. Yeah.
So ever since that night, he wanted to fight me, but now he got his wish now. I didn't turn the fight down. He said, Smudger, and I said, fuck guy, let's have it.
Yeah.
He's a veteran, he's a tough boy, he's a big boy. I'm the same, but so he's going to make an hell of a fight, I think.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch it, mate. Definitely be watching it.
Smith, his name is. Check him out, man. He's a bit of a lump. He is ex-soldier and all that.
Yeah, is he ex-pro boxer then?
He done a bit of unlicensed boxing. He done a bit of street fighting for the camera and that. You've had a few street fights, you know. Settlers, and he done a few for us bare knuckle as well. I've done the tournament. He fought for the British, I think.
So it's on.
Yeah, it's on, but so obviously he'll get announced now, maybe tomorrow or the next day.
Yeah.
Like I said,
well, I'll hold this out anyway.
It's cool, man. Like I said, he rang me earlier, but we had a good conversation earlier, laughs and jokes and that bit. And I said, you know, I see you in the middle. It's never personal, but it's just business.
Yeah. So all that animosity between you is kind of gone now. Like
no animosity. It was never no animosity. He just wanted to fight me because of that. Like his first taste of bare knuckle was that night I knocked his butty out, and he thought, well, I want him, like, you know. And he never got the chance. See, I was on a winning streak. He lost to Phil. And now we've got the chance, like.
Yeah. Exciting times then.
Exciting times.
Mate, I can't wait to watch it, honestly. Yeah, I'd definitely be tuning in.
It don't matter the result from this fight, though. Win, lose, or draw. But I still go ahead and fight Dan Chapman, BKB 21, which is already scheduled for. There's a lot of tickets being sold. All them tickets stay valid. So, yeah, Indian Spice, do you know him? Dan Chapman.
Yeah.
He's Welsh. Really good, and he fought for Great Britain and all that boxing.
So, when's that scheduled for?
Well, they reckon it's going to be January now, the next crowded show. It's supposed to be April the 4th. I done the camp. It's like a week before the fight. They pulled the plug. Obviously, we went into lockdown then, and then they give us another date, which would be in September the 6th. So I started training for the camping. I think it was 2 weeks before the fight. It got called off again. And obviously, we got this new date now, 27th of November, lockdown show. So saying the crowds are back in January, wherever they are, wherever they're not, I don't know. But
mate, that's a quick turnaround, isn't it?
I know.
You're like the fucking Chimaev of bare knuckle boxing, mate.
I'm just making the most of it, but I know my days are numbered, but so I'm going to make the most of it and just live on as a legend. But, you know, like you say, man, I'll fight anyone, but that's what makes a legend, man. Any weight, I don't give a fuck.
Class, like, yeah. I think the bare knuckle as well, like, obviously, you didn't have stacked weight classes, did you, to start? So
no, didn't. But so
even now, I suppose it's not.
It is pretty professional now. You have got to match the weight now. You have, but that Tyler Goodjohn fight, I started that camp 12 stone 8. I did, and then I weighed in 10 stone 9.
That's light for you, isn't it?
That guy, I didn't weigh ass light since I was about fucking 9-10 years old, man.
Yeah.
I went through extreme weight cut on that one. My buddy who put me through that, but told me that fucking breaks Marines and all that. That's about what he put me through.
Yeah.
That guy, a week with no carbs, but 27 hours with no food or water, but 4 hours in the sauna, but lost 10 pounds in one day. Extreme, drastic measures, but I was on death's door, but obviously my heart was pounding because my blood was thicker. My kidneys was aching and all that, but because I was just so dehydrated. And then I had to travel to London.
How do you recover from that in time to fight?
Probably my best performance ever. That was a Tyler Goodjohn fight, even though I had such a bad weight cut. Probably my best performance. So obviously adrenaline was my best friend. That night, when as soon as I got to the O2 and had a dose of adrenaline, switched right on. I was, but
mate, your movement in that fight was unreal.
I know. Yeah, Mark Navarro I fought before Tyler Goodjohn. That's when I started to move and started to slip and roll and all that then. And then I just got better and better since.
Yeah.
Whereas before I just stand there and fight, I just do more slipping and rolling now. Try and make him miss, try and make him pay.
Yeah.
So,
well, you were slipping, rolling, and then coming over with the hands, and it was definitely working. You could tell he was trying to jab you up, but you were catching him.
Well, Tyler Goodjohn, he's an ex-pro. He is ex-English champion. He had his way with Mark Navarro, and he was under the influence. He was going to have his way with me, but he didn't. But I fucking give him the fight of his life. The next day I was sharpening Primark for fucking multicoloured socks. He was fucking in hospital. He was wearing white socks, but he's drinking through a straw.
Yeah, fuck it hell.
And I wanted the rematch. I did. I let him have his moment on the night and that. But they mentioned the rematch, and that got me going again. They offered it to Tyler, and apparently he didn't want it. He was trying to pick a fight with someone else, and he was. He hasn't been in the ring since. I fought in the prize fight January. I have, so I've been in there since.
He hasn't been in since he's fought you. No.
His hand was all buckled. His fucking face was all messed up. But
his hand was you could see it in the fight.
That's why he ain't gonna go. That's why he ain't gonna go far in his career. But because his hands are mashed up already. And he just had his jaw broke here outside the ring.
I think I've seen that. Yeah.
But by his good mate.
Some good mate then.
Yeah, boys will be boys. But he's in Dubai at the moment. Now he is on his way to the BKFC.
Right.
It's fucking different out there.
Was he looking to sign for them?
Yeah.
Or he is signed for them?
Yeah, he was signed for them. Him and Mark Godbeer, he was fighting for us as well. He's ex-UFC as well, isn't he?
Yeah.
Them two are on their way up there together. But it's different out there. But, it's different with boxing. It's bare knuckle fighting out there. See if they can go one hand free holding on. They can still wail away and they can.
They're like clinch and they...
Clinch and things like that. By proper dirty fucking... extreme fighting that is, man.
Can they do that in UK legally?
No, because it's just bare knuckle boxing. As soon as we tie up, we got to break clean. Out there, you can keep punching, hold on to them.
It's pretty rough, isn't it?
Pull the head down, uppercut up and things like that.
Different game,
So man, we'll see how he manages with that.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, with your hands as well, isn't it?
Yeah. Fuck Tyler Goodjohn and his fucking shirts.
Do you ever think he'll come back and do it with you now, or is that ship sailed?
He fell out with the company. Apparently, he ran off with a load of ticket money too. So he ain't going to come back to us. He was supposed to fight Jimmy Sweeney, and then he went into porn and he just retired from us. I think he already knew he was going to the BKFC, but we'll see how he gets on out there. He was all right, but he started it, and I'll fucking finish it.
Mate, to be honest with you, I think the decision went the wrong way.
I know, but they was building a star. They was. I know. I'm not ashamed to say this, but I was robbed that night, man. They was building a star, but they wanted him to win. He sold a lot more tickets than me. They know I'm coming to the end of my career, and then look what happened. But the tables turned. But he just shit all over the company and done a runner with fucking ticket money,
Yeah. Whereas they could have kept you all
kept me sweet, yeah.
Yeah. Not that it's about that. I wouldn't. No. If I thought you lost,
obviously he got his fans. I got my fans. We have got their opinion, But it was so close. A split decision says it all, doesn't it? He thought he won clearly, but obviously he didn't, did he?
It was definitely no clear winner.
It was very, very close, man. But it is what it is. I think a draw would have been a better decision.
Yeah. Well, you would have had to have got back in there then.
But that would have been my third draw, and I wouldn't have liked that.
Yeah, but that's a weird feeling, isn't it, having a draw?
Yeah, definitely. I thought Nathan Leeson called it a draw. He didn't even make the weight, he didn't. So I felt I was fucking robbed that night too. And then I thought Liam Cullen went a good 5 rounds. Halfway through the fight, he called a stop, he did, and had his eye checked out and all that. The fight should have been over. But obviously they put him back in then, and he just sailed through, and they called that a draw. Yeah. And then they come back then and knocked him out.
Yeah, shouldn't that kind of be like TKO, really, innit? Yeah.
You can't go whoa, wait a minute. He didn't have 30 seconds. He had about a minute in the corner. They tucked his eye up and then sent him back out. And then I fought Jimmy Sweeney then. I did, the king, freeweight world champion. they wanted to give me someone else in between, but I said, no, I'll have Jimmy Sweeney. So I won the world title in style, and then I lost it in style against the number one, like Jimmy Sweeney.
Yeah.
But that didn't stop me. A couple weeks later, I'm back training and back in there again, then fighting for the British title against Mark Navarro.
Mate, like, I don't know how you like keep the motivation. I suppose having it in front of you is that what you need?
I just love the image that I've built. Like, I'm just maintaining it now. My daughters think I'm a hero, but everybody in my village, they look up to me, and that's all I talk about is the fighting, and I love that. But so I just carry on as long as I can.
Yeah. Is this break, like this coronavirus break, giving you any more motivation, or
it would have done me good, like, because with my lifestyle, but and work and training so extreme, but any rest I've had now have done me good.
Yeah.
Bear in mind, I've done the 2 camps this year, even though I didn't fight, but I still put the work in.
Yeah. So
obviously I needed that the rest, but now we pick up again. Now we got 4 weeks, so I train every day now and just get in there.
So you were saying, obviously, Cleverly's not training you now. Who's training you now?
Stephen Gifford. He got his Celtic Pride martial arts in Abbotsford. He does Thai boxers. That's what Mason Jones trains.
Right,
so
yeah.
That's what I am. So he's giving me 1-to-1 tuition, just boxing, like, and you'll just get me fit now a bit quick, and we'll just show up together and have a fight, like.
Quality, mate.
Like I said, win, lose or draw, but I am there to win, but win, lose or draw, I still scheduled to fight for the world title, so it makes no difference to me.
Yeah.
Once I line my pockets, but and stay safe, I'm happy. We're just keeping the wheels moving. We are with the company, like,
Definitely, mate. Yeah, because they've had a long time out now, haven't they? Is it January?
Yeah, January, that's when I fought on a prize fighter. The next show was going to be April. They got cancelled. Then it was going to be September. It got cancelled. BKB 21 is still scheduled. BKB 22 is still scheduled. BKB 23 is still scheduled. They got all the boys matched up ready, like,
Yeah, all right, okay.
So obviously they got to put this closed showdown now and just pick a few fighters for that, just to keep the wheels moving. Obviously, we move on to BKB 21, 22, 23, and
Yeah. Oh, mate, I hope the crowds are back as well, innit? I bet it makes it, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, man. I love walking out, but it's awesome, man. We're the best feeling in the world, isn't it?
Yeah.
All eyes on me. Come up with the same song every fight I do.
Yeah.
Eminem, Go to Sleep. Yeah, it's class, man.
I fucking love
I did
that
change
song.
it on my last song, but I lost then.
Are you going back to it then?
I had a bit DMX, I did, but I go back to Eminem now.
What DMX song do you go for?
Lord, Give Me a Sign.
Is it?
Yeah, I love that track, man. I know. But it didn't work for me.
So
it's funny because I thought I was going to fight twice in one night, like that prize fight I was. So I was going to have the Eminem for the first song and then the DMX for the second. Obviously, I switched them around. They had the DMX for the first, so I was going to have Eminem for the second then. Obviously, I lost.
So with that prize fight, was it
that was
2 fights one night?
Yeah, it was a 4-man prize fighter, 2 fight, and 2 fight, and then the 2 winners fight. I fought James Kennelly. The other boy then fought this other kid, Matt Piper. He beat Matt. Connor Tierney, his name was. James Kennelly beat me, and then James Kennelly and Connor Tierney fought, and Connor beat James Kennelly. I was doing well in the first round, I was moving, slipping. I caught him, I marked him before he marked me, and then Bush hit me all around right, rocked me. I went back to my corner, but disappointed. You could see I was behind on the cards then. I was gunning for it then, chasing him, desperate, silly moves and that. He was picking me off, wasn't he?
Was it a bit like you feel there's a bit of rush because you less rounds?
Yeah, it was less rounds. Obviously, I'd take a couple to warm up, and just going up there on a Friday didn't help me. Just a couple of things that didn't fall into place on that camp. Like, I don't want to make excuses. If this coronavirus is real, but I had the fucker last fucking Christmas, but there's a shit that was coming out of me, but so that didn't help. I still showed up there and fought, but I still did well.
Takes a lot of bottle, that doesn't it?
Even though I lost, but I left with a lot of respect, and that's priceless to me. That is.
Yeah.
Better than any money or belt, but
I think with like the coronavirus, I'd say like I was rough as well, Christmas time.
And a couple of people have said that, haven't they?
It's COVID-19, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think, I would say.
But yeah, when it first came around, I started following it and things like the news and that, but now I'm just confused.
Who isn't, mate, innit?
Mask don't work, no wear a mask, things like that. We had a 12-week lockdown, I did. That didn't work. Now we're saying 2-week lockdown is going to work,
Yeah, mate.
I just feel for the kids and that. I do with Halloween and bonfire night and Christmas, no trick-or-treating and things like that. We're going to struggle for fireworks displays. My kids love the displays. It ain't going to stop me. I'm going to do some trick-or-treating around my family. I'm going to do some fireworks and things. And then obviously all Christmas ain't going to be all online shopping, haven't I? Whereas I like going up to Santa and Christmas shopping, but
you can't take people's like joys away, I don't think, can you? You've got to have like something to look forward to.
Well, they have, haven't they? They've took it all away, but
they have, mate.
We're just like sheep, and you got to think of the old people who don't see a lot of family. They just seem lonelier. People with mental health and all that are struggling, losing their jobs, losing their houses.
Yeah, mate. I worry about like I don't know, kids who are younger, like maybe 5 to 10, who don't really understand what's going on.
Education, that's suffering and things, not being in school, sending them home with these stupid packs and all, like, you know, just...
And like having to walk around in society when people are rocking masks, and it's like...
I know, it's the one the crime, I'm going through the roof, but everybody running around with masks around that, it's crazy.
I know, mate. And like socially, innit? Because how you interact with someone like me and you now, I can tell like how you're feeling and how you're thinking through your facial expression, innit? And you're just not getting that now.
No, people don't got time for no one, but they all fucking got their head up their arse, mask on, and they're just fucking out of my way.
Yeah, divided socially massively.
Don't
like,
touch me or fucking things like that. Oh, crazy, man, going shopping and things, innit?
Yeah, it's weird, innit? Yeah. It's a weird place to be now, like.
I reckon this will go on for ages. I do, but cashless society, things like that, man, social distancing, it's just running around like sheep, and they say jump, we say how I.
And it's like police haven't got to do anything because like people police, and everyone's you know, if you're going to do something wrong, you're going to have like half your neighbours on your back.
That's what I'm saying about bonfire night now. I'm a bit worried about setting fireworks off in the garden because they'll probably have the fucking coppers banging on the door. Like, I know that's the sort of area I live in. Like, I know jealousy, things like that, but they still won't stop me. But
I don't think they'll be able to stop you, will they?
I'm not sure, but
try it. You'll find out soon.
Yeah, well, find out. You just can't have anybody around, and can we? You know, could have a friend or two around or a bit of family, and loud are we? No,
I know. It's a weird one, isn't it? Yeah, because both of them are in this 2-week lockdown, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just hope there's not too many more of these. Like, I understand, you know, people are ill and stuff, but I think, like you say, and my belief is like a lot more people are going to get ill.
Well, I think now this cold spell coming in now with winter, you know, flu season and all that, they're just going to say it's COVID-19, and it's just going to go through the roof again, is my opinion. But
yeah, I think so
all
as
the
well.
social
Like
gathering and things like that through the lockdown, people didn't give a shit, but, you know, they've spiked it off again, haven't they? I think it's what they wanted, though, but, you know.
Well, yeah, I don't know.
They say it's a big mask for things going on behind the scenes and that, don't they? You know, I'm just confused, but I don't know what to believe. But
yeah, mate, I know. It is hard to know what to believe, and like, I don't know. You sound like you're a bit like me, a bit of a conspiracy theorist, as in
well, the more you
question everything.
The more you read into it, but the worse it gets, don't it? Like, you know, crazy, man. When
you see some of the crazy things they're doing, like, it's mad, isn't it? And then you got like MPs getting pay rises and kids ain't getting fed, like,
I know,
in England anyway, innit?
School dinners and all that going out the window, shit like that. It's crazy, but
it's proper, well, just disgusting, like, innit? How they can, like,
how they can do that, innit?
But I think at the same time, I don't know, like a bit, they divide and conquer, like a bit, innit?
Well, people are doing it, innit? They're rising up and aren't they? They're saying they're the 99% and that against the 1% things, you know, that might work, but then it might not.
Who knows, innit?
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't really got into it too much on here because it's a bit like tough subject, isn't it? Yeah. Like, no one knows what's right. You need to be full time.
We just hear different things every day, don't we? We're just being brainwashed, and that's what we're doing. But we believe what we see and things like that. Social media, the news, and they just feed that into the news to get us to believe them and follow suit, and puppets, sheep, you know.
I just try to ignore the news now, literally, like switch off. And
switch off, man.
Does you no good, does it?
Just reminded of it every day. Everybody were looking at the masks and fucking people social distancing. Fucking go to Tesco's and it's all fucking cornered off and things like that. Even women getting refused tampons and things like that, man. It's fucking extreme, but
yeah, that shit's just like a piss take, isn't it? Yeah. How can you do that? Like, I seen
clothing and things like that, innit?
Do you see the one on Facebook? It's
the boxer shorts, is there?
Yeah.
He got his point across, didn't he? He had the guy make out that the clothes were essential, and he was correct, but
he was, if you're not allowed in there.
And I seen another guy going in there ripping all the shrink wrap off the shelves, and he probably had a sentence for that.
That's the trouble, man, isn't it? Like, you kind of try to stand up and rise against what you think is wrong, and the trouble is, like, you can end up getting yourself in trouble, innit?
Yeah, it's just pointless, isn't it, man?
Yeah, I can see why people want to do it, like, but
they just had enough, haven't they? You know, we all got a boiling point, but some people just fucking boil over and just do something totally out of character, don't they?
Yeah, you know? Like, on a purely selfish level, like, for me, having the time to, like, reflect and have a bit of a break has actually been a blessing in disguise.
Yeah. Well, that lockdown, but with my lifestyle, man, it was a blessing in disguise for me. But, you know, because I spent some wicked time with the family. We had the weather and that as well, but it was awesome. But I wouldn't want to go into lockdown now in this cold weather. Like, man,
on the winter, it's not the same thing, is it?
No way, send me to work.
Yeah, when you could get out there and get a tan on, like, it's a different ball game, isn't it?
Fucking hot tub, paddling pool, all up around the valleys now and the mountains, picnics and that. But everything I could think of, I done that, and it was really good, man.
Yeah, you never want to go back to work, do you?
But now we back down to business now with the training and I, like, you know, back to work, back to training, back to that lifestyle.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. Like, we're definitely going to be tuning in. Was it Is it on FITE? Is that
So that FITE TV app, it is.
Yeah.
You can Google FITE TV. You've got to set up your own account and an email address. And yeah, it's like £10, I think it is. But it's worth paying £10 just to watch me. You'll have about 10 fights on the card, a few title fights. Awesome, man.
Yeah, mate, can't wait for it. Cannot wait for it, like.
Yeah, 4 weeks tomorrow, but so not long.
Yeah. Yeah, so taking it back a little bit again, say like a youngster growing up now, wanted to get into martial arts, or maybe get in a similar position you were, getting bullied or whatever.
Definitely, but I would advise martial arts to anybody, man, for the balance, the stability, not only the discipline, but you learn to respect yourself, you learn to respect others, you stay away from all the crap, all the crime and things like that. You meet good people, but I met the best people ever through this fight career, like, you know, friends I'll cherish for life.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would advise it to anybody, any youngster coming up, anybody suffering with mental health. Just channel your energy into the training and fighting, you know. And I've been to the depths of hell, but suicidal, drug problems and things like that. I'm walking, talking proof that there's light at the end of the tunnel, but it just takes you at the end of the day. But you've got to want to do it. Just get out there and do it, man. You know, it's a big step, get committed and all that, but one step at a time, innit?
Yeah, mate. Class message, like.
Yeah, man. Man, big shout out to everybody who's supporting, man. Anybody get any problems, questions, you can contact me on Facebook or Instagram. You know, I'm always there for a chat, but I always got time for my fans and that. You know, I'm a listener, like, you know, I'll listen and I'm there to help people, but.
Mate, I love it. Quality message,
yeah, cheers,
positive.
boss.
Thank you very much for coming on,
man.
Sean.
Nice one, guys. Cheers for the
Love
time,
to catch
man.
up with you
Everybody
again after
tune
the
in,
fight and,
BKB, Behind Closed Doors, 4 weeks tomorrow. Fighter with Smudgler, that'll be announced, and then in the new year then I fight Dan Champa for the world title, and then I'm next going to BKB Hall of Fame, and then I got a documentary coming out, so all positive after all the negative shit that's going on, like.
Class, mate. Can't wait for it all.
Nice
Thank
one,
you very
guys.
much.
Cheers for having me down, boss.
Hey, mate. Thanks for coming on. Legend. Happy Halloween.
Yeah, happy Halloween. Happy Halloween.